The idea here is to educate people and help people see the need to fund research.
Okay.
So your family has a history you were telling us about.
Yes, it goes back, like I said, I had 8 children altogether, and it goes all the way back to their father that he was like, I'd say 34 when he first got diagnosed with glaucoma. And back then, there was not that much medication for glaucoma, just the only one they had was pilocarpine. And he went to Veterans Hospital, and they had very old-fashioned ways of taking care of glaucoma. They would use like a wooden spoon and wrap it in gauze and put hot water on it and put it on their eyes to bring the pressure down. And so then when my son was, my oldest son, when he was diagnosed with glaucoma, they did all kinds of surgeries on him, and now he's totally blind. And of all 8 of my children, 5 have glaucoma, and my oldest daughter, she has glaucoma plus MS. So that also interferes with the glaucoma and the MS. But the rest of the kids, they are controlling theirs just great with drops and just taking care of their eyes as much as they can. And so we are considered a glaucoma family, I guess you might say. But if there was more research done and more funding to help, in the research for glaucoma and any kind of eye disease, it would greatly help a lot of people. And then when my grandson, which you're going to interview him too, he was the youngest child to come up with glaucoma, and Dr. Grover did this surgery on him, and it's the same surgery he did on me that has brought the pressure down. He doesn't even have to use drops anymore because of the surgery that Dr. Grover did on him. And we're hoping that that's the same thing that will happen with me. And I do not think that mine is an inherited glaucoma, because I cannot think of anybody else in my family that had glaucoma, but I think that the children got it from their father. So it could be inherited in their genes from their father.
Share your reaction when the surgery was successful. It's got to be just a glorious moment.
Oh, it was. It was the last time that I went to get my pressure checked, because it got up as high as 33, which is really, really bad. But when after the surgery, it was down to 11, and that was just fantastic as far as the glaucoma goes. And I'm just on 1 drop, and where I was having to use 3 drops, and now I'm down to just 1 drop. So that is fantastic.
That is great news, and research can continue to help. Glaucoma is a challenge for an individual. For a family, it has to be a very difficult situation.
It is, especially when it hits the family at the youngest member of the family. And all my children, of course, have had to go, to different doctors and different doctors to take care of their glaucoma. And so far, if the research continues to help with glaucoma, it would be so great. And if we could get funding for research, that would be even more so.
Fantastic answers.
In my case, I think it's early prevention, because my son was diagnosed with glaucoma. We had no idea he had it. It was a regular school routine checkup. The nurse said, you might want to take him in to get checked because he failed his eye exam. So we said, okay. We didn't wait too long on it. Took him in, I think it was within a week, and took him to just a regular optometrist, and she did an exam on him, and it was known that he needed glasses. We knew that much. But then she saw a little something else that just didn't look right. So she turned to me and asked me about my history. And I told her that I have glaucoma, my dad had glaucoma, and he actually went fully blind from it. Some of my brothers and sisters have it. And she said, okay, well, you might, if you have a glaucoma doctor, go ahead and take Corey in and get him checked, just to be sure. I just want to cover all the bases. So within the week of that appointment, we brought him into Dr. Grover. And his pressures were off the charts, even higher than I've had in my lifetime. And he was only, how old were you at that time?
I think I was about 9, 10.
Yeah, 9 or 10 years old. And no symptoms prior to that. Just, we had no idea he had it. And Dr. Grover was very concerned and said, we need to get him into surgery now. So, I think his pressures were like in the 30s, almost to the 40s. So he said if we would have waited any longer, he could have lost his sight. So the earlier you get in and get checked is going to be the best for everybody. Because if we hadn't known, if I hadn't have thought, because I didn't get checked till I was probably in my teens, but it might have been too late for Corey by then. He probably could have lost his sight.
So fortunately, there was the eye exam, and then you took immediate action.
Right. So he went in, Dr. Grover did surgery on one eye at a time, I think within a 6-month period. And now Corey's pressures are fine. He's had excellent checkups since then, and he's doing very well.
Corey, this is quite a story about you. Do you wonder what would have happened if you hadn't been checked out and your mom hadn't taken you to a specialist?
I'd probably be blind, maybe, or lost my sight. I'd probably be in great danger, or to my, my sight. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a scary thing to think of. Y'all are so fortunate that you got the care in time.
Very fortunate.
Tell us about the doctor himself in terms of how he helped you and what your thoughts are.
Oh, he was really nice, and he would take care of me. He was like a stepdad, kind of, because he would walk me through, tell me what was wrong and everything. So.
Stepdad is a wonderful term. That is a wonderful term of endearment. Tell us more about that. A doctor as a stepdad is maybe one of the greatest compliments you can pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd always come in with a smile on his face and make a joke and make everyone in the room happy.
Make you feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
He walked Corey through every step and explained everything fully to him, step by step. So it made Corey feel real comfortable, and he wasn't scared. And he was just a really great friend during that time. A lot of support, a lot of comfort. Just a really good doctor and friend during the difficult, scary time. So he brought a lot of happiness during a scary time to us.
Yes. Mom, go ahead. I knew you were about to say something.
Well, I think here at this, all the doctors here are so knowledgeable about the eye that they just, they make you feel so comfortable. And Dr. Grover, he sits, it's very hard to find a doctor that'll sit and just explain everything to you. He takes his time explaining all that he's going to do and why he's going to do it, and what it's going to do for your vision. And we're very, very glad that he's our doctor right now, because like I said, through the years, all my children have had to go through different doctors to, and so right now, what I'm trying to do is to get as many of my children to come to see Dr. Grover, and to have him kind of check, the history of our family and glaucoma, if it's at all possible. I have a son that just now discovered that he's got glaucoma. He didn't have it before, and he's just now finding out that he's got it. And I'm trying to get him to come to see Dr. Grover. And but like I said, they all have their own lives and their own schedules, and they all have to work, and it's hard to get them to come, But no, we're very satisfied with the work they do here.
Let me turn to Corey. Corey, in terms of it's difficult to get people to come. My guess is you might have a message for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you come? Because Dr. Grover is probably the best, I think, in my opinion, and I think you should come.
There's a lot at stake if they don't.
Yeah, definitely.
They could go blind. Right.
Kirsten, did you want to add anything?
I just wanted to ask Corey, so, when you feel like there's anything wrong with your eye, are you quicker to tell your mom or your dad, like, hey, my eye's bothering me, whereas maybe before you had been diagnosed with glaucoma, you might have just thought, it'll go away, or...
Well, sometimes I would just think it's nothing, but if it keeps happening, like, let's say every 5 minutes, I'll tell my parents, and they'll take care of it, and we'll go to Dr. Grover, and they'll fix it.